I'm going to read just a little bit from the very first chapter. And it was written about a year and a half ago. And it seems very different to me now in light of recent events. And I realized just something kind of nice amidst all the horror, that this was written when I felt like I didn't know what I needed to do in the world. And it sort of speaks to that. But I feel like now, in light of that, I do know what I need to do in the world. And that's to increase the amount of love and tenderness that I put into it, and to fight the patriarchy at every turn. And so this is just a little bit in the middle of the chapter. It's about a 3D printed kid. You'll see. The 3D printed kid is having one of its nightmares again. This time it dreams that it's a beautiful day on the surface of the planet, and it's going to take a walk outside. But no sooner has the kid taken a few steps in the sunlight than it finds itself at the edge of the bottomless pit once again, looking down into its awesome, incalculable depths. Everything seems to be swirling around down there. Dirt, trees, scraps of infrastructure like concrete pilings, wooden and aluminum light poles, plastic protective coverings for cars, what must be thousands upon thousands of windows that dot the spinning tableau, with dead leaves and every shade of house paint and turbines that belong to non-existent power stations, more aluminum light poles, and ream upon ream of dirty paper clogging every ravine, pool, lake, and ocean, all swirling around inside the eye of the pit amidst trucks, wires, and just about every other aspect of plant, animal, insect, and bacterial life. In the kid's dream, it can see deep grooves in the dirt where large objects have been dragged across the ground. Despite these violent gouges and the circling pit in front of it, the kid feels fine. There aren't any birds left in the world, but the kid dreams there is one left, and that it's singing a beautiful song, a kind of ballad that tells the story of an imaginary town cut off from the rest of the world by a catastrophic avalanche. This song goes on to tell of the townspeople's belief in a benevolent creature that will one day emerge from the depths of the bottomless pit to dig them out. The townspeople's belief, so the ballad goes, leads them to the edge of the bottomless pit every day, where they beg for it to release a benevolent creature that can dig them out and save them from their fate. After many such unfruitful visits to the edge of the bottomless pit, a creature eventually does emerge. But it isn't the benevolent creature the townspeople have been asking for. Instead, it's a horrible orange blob. And this horrible orange blob announces that no such benevolent creature exists in the endless nightmare of the bottomless pit, that no one is ever coming to save them, and furthermore, even if something did emerge from the pit to save them, there is no way it, the horrible orange blob, would ever allow that to happen, for it was they, the horrible orange blob, that caused the avalanche to bury their town in the first place. The horrible orange blob pauses for effect and says, "I caused the first avalanche to bury your town just for fun, but this next one is going to be a doozy." Then the horrible orange blob levitates above them and hee-haws, causing another avalanche to bury their town even deeper this time. Nevertheless, the bird's song goes, the townspeople do not lose hope. Instead, they continue to make their pilgrimage to the edge of the bottomless pit every day and beg for it to release a benevolent creature that will one day dig them out and save them from their plight. With its ballad done, the world's only living bird transforms into a mouthing pile of flesh. It sounds like a choir, but looks like a pile of dough, sculpted into 8 head-like mounds, sharing the same neck and singing from 8 distinct mouth-like holes with red tongues and a half-formed ring of teeth inside each mouth. In its dream world, the kid has a pair of binoculars out of which it can see a shadowy presence barely illuminated in the middle of a dark forest. This shadowy presence looks directly at the kid and lifts their hands to their face. They are trying to communicate something, but the kid doesn't understand what. To go up in a cup-like formation, to scoop some unspecified medium out of a bowl and bring it to one's face? The shadowy presence far away in the dark forest lifts their eyebrows as if to say, "Don't you understand?" Then they make the exact same motion, but this time there's something inside their hands, another smaller but otherwise identical shadowy presence, making a similar cupping motion and bringing their hands to their face, lifting their eyebrows as if to say, "Don't you understand?" Thanks.